Hey guys, welcome to my channel. This is my very first YouTube video and I'm really excited to kick off this journey with you all. On this channel, I'll mostly be diving into book discussions, but it is also a space where I'll be turning my Medium articles into video format. Let's see how far we can take this together. Now, a quick heads up, some of my articles stayed back quite a bit, so you might notice that my writing style was a bit less refined back then. But that's all the part of process. I'm sure I'll keep improving with each video and the writing as well as my presentation point of view perspective. It's actually been a year since I first thought about posting on YouTube, but life happens and I couldn't stay consistent. I had to take a break to focus on other things, but over the last 3 months I have been committed to making this work, and here we are. To be honest, I have recorded this video more than that I can count, probably somewhere between 12 to 15 attempts. Something always seemed off, but I kept pushing through because I really wanted to make this happen. So, if you're watching this, thank you. It took a lot of time and effort to get here. Lesson learned, making YouTube video is definitely not as easy as it looks. Alright, let's dive into the content. In this video, I'm going to talk about my first book review, The Three Mistakes of My Life by Chetan Bhagat. So let's get started. As the winter holidays approached, I decided to head back to my hometown from college. This was a big deal for me back then because it was my first solo trip and I didn't have much experience traveling alone. Being an introvert, I usually prefer my own company back then, and this trip was a whole new level of solitude for me. At the time, I was in my first year of college and I hadn't really made any close friends yet because it was my first semester. Plus, no one I knew was from my hometown. Even though I knew it might get a lonely, I was excited about the chance to explore new prospects and maybe even discover a little more about myself on this journey. So there I was arriving at the railway station way ahead of time. My hometown is over 1800 kilometers or about 1.1k miles away from where I was. So I knew I had a long 29-hour journey ahead. As an introvert with no one to keep me company, I started thinking about how I could make the most of this solo trip. After some thought and a few scribbles on a piece of paper that I had, I came up with two main goals for the journey. One, listen to music. Two, taking the natural scenery. Music has always been my go-to for comfort, and I knew it would help me pass the time. Plus, I was looking forward to watching the changing scenery outside the railway train window as I got closer to home. With these simple goals in mind, I was still a bit worried about how long the journey would be. I felt like I need something more to keep me engaged for hours on end. And then, out of the corner of my eye, I spotted a bookstore at the station. Without a second thought, I headed over to the bookstore, scanning the shelves for something that could catch my eye. I spent about 10 minutes browsing, unsure of what I was looking for. I just knew I needed something big, fun, and interesting to keep me occupied on the long train ride up. As I scanned the shelves, a familiar name popped out, Chetan Bhagat. Now, I wasn't super familiar with his work, but I had definitely heard his name from seniors and friends in the college. In fact, during my college induction, when I mentioned I loved reading books, the first question was whether I had read anything by Chetan Bhagat. Despite my love for books, I had never really picked up any of his work, so I figured why not. I pulled one of his books off the shelf, and as I flipped through the pages, I could feel the excitement building in me for the journey ahead. Holding the book in my hands, I was immediately drawn to the vibrant cover. The color was bold, and the design had a unique bent that made it stand out from the others. Even though it looked like a hefty read, the book felt surprisingly light in my hands, and I knew this was the one. Before making my final decision, I took a quick look at some of the other books on the display. There were some great options, but something kept me pulling back to the book that I was holding. Trusting my gut, I made the purchase and took it with me on my journey. The book I chose was, of course, Three Mistakes of My Life by Chetan Bhagat. And at that time, I was a little unsure about the author and the work and everything, but I gave it a shot. And let me tell you, it turned out to be one of the best decisions I ever made. This wasn't a mistake at all, it was the beginning of a thrilling journey through the pages of a captivating story. Three Mistakes of My Life is a novel that really pulls you in. It's a story of three young men, Govin, Ishan, and Omi, who are in their mid 20s, trying to find a place in the world. Govin, the main character, starts a cricket shop for local kids, with Ishan and Omi bringing their own ideas to the table. The story revolves around Govin's life. As it unfolds, the characters face a series of challenges that test their friendship, business ideas, personal dreams, love life, and family ties. It's like watching a movie filled with twists and turns, minus the songs, of course. Chetan Bhagat does a great job of giving readers a look into the daily struggles of the average Indian youth. The book touches on social, economical, and cultural challenges that many face in the contemporary India. What makes this book even more interesting is its setting. The story takes place in Ahmedabad, Gujarat, during the 2001 earthquake and the 2002 riots. These real life events add a layer of urgency and tension to the story. The earthquake hits really early on, setting tone for the rest of the book, while the riots near the end create a sense of dread and danger as characters find themselves in the midst of a chaos. So that's a little taste of what Three Mistakes of My Life by Chetan Bhagat is all about. It's a novel that's not just entertaining but also thought provoking, giving you a glimpse into the struggles and dreams of young India. If you haven't read it yet, I highly recommend it because the author's portrayal of these events in the book is incredibly powerful. The scenes of destruction and devastation from the earthquake are so vivid and haunting that you almost feel like you're there experiencing it firsthand. And when it comes to the communal violence, the intensity is gripping. It really pulls you into the chaos. This book does a great job of using real life events to add depth to the story. It's not just about the characters' personal lives, but also about understanding the complexities of life in Gujarat during those turbulent times. If you are interested in a story that goes beyond just entertainment and dwells into real issues, this is a must read for you. While the book definitely tackles some heavy themes, it also does a fantastic job of exploring the characters' personal life and relationships. The introduction of the new characters and the element keeps the story dynamic and engaging. It's not easy to balance a complex plot with character development, but Three Mistakes of My Life does it beautifully. One thing that really stands out in this book is the narration style. It's approachable and easy to follow, making it perfect for readers of all levels. Even if you are new to reading or not super familiar with literature, you won't feel left off. The story flows smoothly with a structure that keeps you hooked without getting too complicated, and the author has a real bent for conveying emotions and thoughts in a way that's effective without being overwhelming. This balance between plot and character development is what makes the book so compelling. Even though I wasn't familiar with the real life events that inspired the story, the writing style kept me excited to see what would happen next. And speaking of the writing, here are some of the best lines from the book that really stuck with me.
Life is tough when you are always talking to people smarter than you. I think the brain has a special box where it keeps crappy memories. It stays shut, but every time a new entry has to be added, it opens and you can look at what is inside. And tell me, who will be more successful in life? The kid who knows all the chemical formulae or the one who knows teamwork, passion, discipline, and focus? Admiration passes, love endures. But it will work, man. If you put your heart into it, it will.
This book really left a mark on me. The storyline is engaging and the characters are so relatable. As I read, I felt a wide range of emotions from sadness to happiness, tension to stress. There were moments when I even got angry at the characters for the mistakes, also very proud for the bravery at times. As I got deeper into the book, my curiosity kept growing, and by the end, it just reached cloud nine. And even though the ending didn't really disappoint me, it was a bit, it left me with a sense of real satisfaction, but it was peppery. Three Mysteries of My Life isn't just a great story, it's also filled with valuable life lessons. Through the characters' experiences, the author touches on so many important aspects of life, and that is really a unique touch. This book was so captivating that I would highly recommend it to anyone looking for a good read. It's a perfect blend of storytelling and insightful commentary on life. I hope you found some value in my narration today. I'm on a journey to improve my storytelling skills in this audio format, and with over 200 book reviews lined up, there is a plenty more to come. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time, peace.